Okay, let's go. President Sunday. Ready. Nanya. Kodomo mode.
No, you just did it. I drew a boundary and abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because
Wait, I need to make the game quieter.
to do wifey things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
By the way, even if this was a setup, the answer he gives to this, you can't take the car. If you don't do wifely things, you can't drive. There's no salvaging this. This is also a pattern of behavior.
True. I mean, that is true. And I'm not sure how Steven goes like, maybe she's just, oh, well, you'll see, you'll see. I'm putting the cart before the horse, and I'm putting the horse before the ducks, and that's not good. That is never good to put the... It's never good to put the horse before the ducks. When you do that, the ducks get lonely. And that just sucks. Okay? Let's continue. Wifely
There's
thing.
literally no scenario in which that becomes okay, or that isn't non-abusive. Or
Oh yeah? Wait till Steven says his part.
there's no read on this that doesn't allow that.
Oh, you think
It's
so?
not even like a contextual issue here. That's just one of those things that's a universal tell.
Well, you haven't heard Steven's
Come into
take.
play later because that's apparently not common sense for a lot of people in this space. We're gonna see some things.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the men? Yes. How do you
Hillary, how do you respect the men?
how the man
The man.
receives love and respect? No. How do the man? No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
You're
this
not
is
taking the car.
Steven.
You are not
Then I
taking
will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
the car. Right?
Is that
Is that a threat?
An Uber.
okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't go.
Imagine being a millionaire and making a thing out of a trivial situation like this. This is the most baffling thing to me. Like, it is about control, in my opinion. There's no other logical explanation. Thinking of making a Street Fighter Tekken like game, but with story arc. Oh. Pregnant wife and family dog. He has priorities. Yeah. There's some priorities. There's just some priorities.
Call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back.
Dose of cyanide ought to do it.
That doesn't work either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life?
I really hate to quote Blizzard, but don't you have phones? Like, there is no such thing as I'll be back when I'll be back anymore. Because, like, we have cell phones. You can call someone at any time and literally ask, where are you? When will you be back? When do you think you'll be back? Are you still doing the shopping? Etc. That there's ways to keep in contact at all times, you know? Like, this whole situation is so nonsensical to me. Conservatives are whiny because they always feel, I don't know, insecure or something. It's nonsensical.
Being set to the second and you go, I'll be back when I'm back.
Steven,
The only way out of it is discipline and respect.
Discipline and
This person is
respect.
Extremely pregnant, incidentally. You're wealthy. Your house screams you're wealthy. I already know you're Steven Crowder. Why the fuck are you ordering your wealthy wife Or why the fuck are you ordering your wife? You're wealthy wife. Why the fuck are you ordering your wife? That's funny. Why the fuck are you ordering your
Oh my
wife
gosh.
to run errands for you?
I no clue.
Her access to the car.
So weird.
Even... Don't get me wrong, like some people have to avail themselves of services like this. But why on earth, with your resources, would you entrust your pregnant partner to an Uber car in the first place? When... This is insane. The only reason for it would be to assert power over this person. That's it. It makes him feel important, because there's no economic reason for it.
Yeah.
There's no social context in which
There's no reason at all.
any reasonable
Narcissistic personality disorder, true.
they are having any kind of friction that could potentially lead to this kind of interaction.
Imagine sitting there with a cigar and being whining to your pregnant wife about Mash Grill and Mash Friends and talking condescendingly about the discipline of your wife. True. This is so bizarre. This is such a surreal situation, but don't worry. Don't you worry. Stephen Pennell III is gonna give us hot takes on why maybe... you'll see. Where's the Stephen reaction? Where does the Stephen reaction begin? My dad unofficially has it too. He's being diagnosed by my psychologists and psychiatrists who've had all met him many times because I did family meeting with them every 2 weeks. But he lies to his own therapist and doesn't let him talk to us. He can officially be diagnosed. Maybe that is why they dig religious fundamentalists so much. Yeah.
And I gotta admit, I gotta say, I can't think of one. I can't think of a situation in which I would be sitting on a couch telling my partner, no, you can't take the car.
True. So weird.
They wouldn't put themselves into that situation in the first place. He's just swine. Just an absolutely... The word degenerate has a nasty pedigree, but wonderfully appropriate uses now and then. And this is one.
It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
I think it's overused a bit, degenerate.
You can't have any discipline. There you go.
I think it's a bit overused.
I don't think that's
Also, does anybody remember,
What do
by
we...
the by, Crowder, a long time ago, had some rather interesting takes on condom use. Something to the effect of, no self-respecting man would use a condom.
What?
Take their chances. Actually, let me see if I can't find it.
What sort of a take is that? Such nonsense. That is so stupid. Oh my god. They would take their chances. That is so stupid. I can't think of a stupider take.
God, YouTube search has just become absolutely useless. It's literally just showing me stuff on the abuse thing, which drives me insane. But anyways, that was a thing that he said. I remember that from a long time ago.
That is
'Cause
such
even
a horrid
nowadays,
take.
That was astonishingly stupid.
Yeah. No kidding. Oh my god.
What do you suppose it's like being this person's wife when
Nightmare.
treated as a breeding machine?
Nightmare. No self-respecting man would protect themselves from... True. I respect you mean sexually transmitted disease.
And he refuses to use contraception. And he refuses to allow you equal access to the household resources, or even enough resources that you can come and go as you please. What do you suppose that's like? That's terrifying.
That's... Well, you get a divorce.
You give up so easily? I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, you're a beast. sick.
Watch it.
Sick.
Watch it.
Watch it. Watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging for a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
She is acting like her body language and how she's like engaging with this person. Most adults in this situation, if their husband said, I would expect, most people who were in like reasonably healthy relationships, if someone went out of line and said, no, you're staying here,
Okay, when does the
Walk out.
Steven thing?
they go to the car and they leave. She is standing there like this. Almost like she's expecting him to get up. That is a deer in the headlights look. I know that look. I don't know what it signifies in this particular context, but this is not a person who has a history where she can just walk off on her own
Right?
in defiance of him without any kind of reprisal afterwards. That's my immediate read on this.
Oh my god.
Don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do 8.
Jesus.
Just be disciplined about it. You go,
The
no.
fact that we need to listen to this then.
Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair.
Put on some gloves.
Nobody loves you more than life itself, Stephen. I highly doubt anybody loves you at all, and you don't deserve it anyways.
It's disingenuous.
True.
Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone that's unique, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a
Wife worthy. This is such hilarious.
I'm not gonna,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need.
Oh, so mean.
I love you. I'm committed to you.
I'm gonna be honest.
If you have to extract your partner saying they're committed to you,
I'm gonna be honest. It's hard not to spit facts in this situation, but that is a thing that Steven has or still will manage to do. Okay? Like, I don't know. Watching this and coming out with some sort of a weird, oh, who knows what happened, is, especially since you basically know what sort of person Crowder is, right?
they're not committed to you, and you don't deserve it.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just
Oh, so we can, yeah, see that? He's getting up and following.
said I love you. I'm committed.
You're not committed to anything because you will not.
Walk the dog. Are you committed enough to
See?
do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
Pay somebody like $100 to do those jobs. This is baffling to me. There's literally no reason to make his pregnant wife do these things. And by the way,
There is one reason, and that reason is control. When Steven Crowder says, are you committed enough to do this? What he actually mean is, are you committed enough to listen to what I say? He doesn't probably even care about the chore. He doesn't care about any of it. The real gist of it is what he said before. It's about respecting the man. It's about discipline. Are you committed enough to listen when I tell you to do something? That is the gist of it, okay? That is basically the gist of it. When I tell you to do something, are you committed enough to do it no matter what? To listen to my commands? This is what he's basically saying, okay? I'm not sure if you're agreeing with my analysis, but there you go. That is it. That is literally it. Crowder doesn't care about the chores. He doesn't care about the dog. Because it's super easy to just call a specialist, to call a veterinarian that would administer the medicine. Yeah, classic reactionary thinking. Everything is a loyalty test. Yeah, basically.
pregnant people all over the world including in first world countries. Pregnant people all over the world can't make enough money where they can hire help or get assistance when they have to do basic chores. So I'm not necessarily like, I'm not saying this to coddle her in particular, but I'm trying to put myself into the perspective of this person who has the amount of resources that he has. And his impulse is to
Assert control.
to a servant. This isn't
Yeah.
a partner. This isn't someone who sort of co-rules their domain, if you will. This is someone he wants to keep in line. It gives him
Yep.
satisfaction or alleviates some anxiety to have her bend over and pull up weeds or whatever the hell she's supposed to be doing with the gloves. Like walking the dog. There are dog walkers. Pay somebody. You have the money to do so. If
Yep.
there are people at like poverty level who manage to do these things. He got
Wouldn't you be more mindful carrying it, mindful of the person carrying your child while you're carrying your child? Like birthing a human isn't like a common everyday chore, you know. Well, you know, if something happens, it's on the wife, right? She's the one pregnant. That is Steven Crowder's logic behind it. She better do what I tell her to do, and if anything happens, it was her fault. That is the logic behind this sort of thing.
up.
You
Got
know?
up pretty quickly. He's spry enough to pull up some weeds.
Are you committed? The dogs?
Let's see, what is this? I believe the gloves refer to feeding their dogs some medicine that is dangerous to pregnant women. He is literally willing to risk the lives of his unborn babies in a desperate attempt to get his fix from somebody who's already broken. The medication is potentially harmful to pregnant people. He's telling her to put on gloves to give the dog meds anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck him then. I mean, already, but... Put on gloves, give the dog medicine that is harmful to pregnant women, so he's going to endanger also. Keep in mind, this guy's like a massive pro-life fanatic. You're going to endanger your unborn child and your pregnant wife.
I mean, he treats his wife as a breeding machine, so he probably just thinks if anything happens, he can just make a new one or something. That is his logic, probably. I would expect it to be so.
I can't say what I'm thinking on YouTube, TOS.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dog? No, you take that in.
Okay, gonna look away from the text. I want to hear this accurately without suggestion. So let's see what that actually says. So the text says, I will fuck you up. Now I'm going to be listening for that. I'm going to look away and try not to. Let's see if we hear it. Oh, what? Oh, did it end? Hang on. You can't just cut it there. Like, show me the...
No, they cut it. Redacted thoughts. Redacted thoughts.
I can't hear I will fuck you up. Who did he say? God, this video is just fucking awful. As Crowder has inside, Steven gets angry, and by his own admission screams, I will fuck you up. Okay, well that simplifies things if that's true. Can we confirm that?
Oh my god.
Here, let's see. Anyways, so that's unambiguously bad. Okay, let's leave out the fuck you up part. Okay, I don't have the wherewithal to confirm that at this point, but it doesn't matter. That's like, oh, and at the end he happened to pull out a gun. It's like, it's really bad, but it being absent or present doesn't actually affect how bad the previous thing was. So that's easily condemnable. You'd have to be morally insane for that even to be questionable. Steven's gotten some backlash on this. Let's see how bad it is. Hopefully it's not, but let's see. Let's see. We've got the king of healthy relationships here.
Oh my gosh.
You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
Maybe
Well, I'm still working on building my income as a super streamer.
corroborate
Okay.
too, that'll help.
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Yeah, I so believe that's
First of all,
Oh, okay.
is this whole article fake? Here, explain to me. This is interesting. So,
logo, I'll get what you need me to get. And
The Steven reaction begins. I sort of doubt that Crowder's life is set to the second. Like, forgive me that I don't really trust that.
some space. We need you to just fucking.
Out of respect, you said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, your niece is sick. Your niece
Watch it.
is sick.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
hypothesis. Interesting possibility. AI generated. That's the only excuse I can see here. That's the only out. If he's corroborated this event after the fact, it's over. But it's a possibility. We're there.
I think he's already corroborated it. It's already sort of. It's been basically confirmed to be true, so that's out of the window. The whole AI generated.
Watch it. Watch it.
Watch ya.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need you to just fucking.
what am I supposed to take from this? Yeah, we'll just watch the lawyer shit. That video cut as shit.
It's because it's supposedly from like a security camera or something like that. And what you're supposed to take from it is Steven Crowder doesn't let his wife use the car and bullies her.
Maybe
when
Steven is not
he doesn't
as
want
smart as he thinks he is
close contact
if he
with
doesn't know what to take from this.
the child she's carrying.
Maybe Steven is just not as sharp as he thinks he is.
And in addition, he's a weird creep who uses, who treats his wife like a servant, and then very possibly is physically abusive as well. She looks like she's facing down a gorilla whose temper is rising. And then he says, by his own admission, apparently, I will fuck you up. I don't know if he actually would lay a hand on her, but it looks to me from my distant vantage point that from her perspective, that is not an impossibility.
Oh, 3.5 minutes. Oh my god. Oh, it's not that long.
Jesus, Steven. I think that ship has sailed.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary at abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There is no grocery store. I'd be happy.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's not unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes, other than man. Other than man. You see love and respect. No. Other than man.
Also, I think she said there's no shopping today, and he started crying something about his grill, that he needs to pick up his grill, and this is just ridiculous, okay? He could have it all delivered to him.
No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
You're not taking the car.
Steven,
You are not
then I
taking
will
the car.
ask.
Ridiculous.
Do you think Steven Crowder soon to
See, this is why I'm being a little bit nicer to some DGG people right now. I'm looking at the chat on the side here, and they're having the same reaction I am. A lot of them are.
I mean, it's the normal reaction to
for
have.
every penny she can get?
Do you think Steven Crowder's soon to be ex-wife will go for every penny she can get? Is he emotional? I have no idea, dude. I don't know anything about his ex-wife. I don't know anything about their marriage. I don't know how many assets Crowder has. I don't know anything about them. I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not.
Mom says it's okay.
Well, that's cope. That's not true that we have literally zero knowledge of Crowder and his assets. Come on. Of all things. Steven is just spineless and afraid to say anything about Crowder. I don't know. Maybe Steven just wants to go to chicken waffles with Crowder in the future. So he sort of doesn't want to say anything too bad. So that he can, you know, so they will be able to talk in the future or something.
You don't know how many assets. What do you mean you don't know how many assets Crowder has? I guarantee you, Crowder's out earning you.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven,
Like, I
Like, that was stupid.
Let's take a look. Steven Crowder net worth.
Like, come on. I have no idea. We have zero clue. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
$20 million.
Well, we have no clue. President, we have no clue. We don't know. How can you say that? We don't know.
Whereas as of 2022, Destiny seems to have a net worth of around $1 million.
Uh-oh.
I'll give credit to Steven. I would like to think he wouldn't have his pregnant wife handle medicine. He wouldn't talk to her like this, but I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility. I don't know him. I don't know anything about his relationship.
listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
what
This ball is so horrible.
I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you
Set to the second.
Okay, so first of all, why do they only look at this house? Okay, why do they only have one car? It sounds like they have one car. Why? Okay.
Control. That's
How long
why.
is she leaving for? Is she talking about taking like a 2-day road trip and he's not gonna have the car? Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused.
Even the confused. Maybe you'll be less confused in a few years. I'm not really all that confused. Okay, this is pretty obvious.
It's the only way out of it, or we're at an
Maybe you lack the experience.
because you can't have any discipline or respect. Yeah, there you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up.
Hillary,
Steven?
you give up so easily.
I'm-
I just said the only way out of this is discipline or respect. And you said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, you're
Steven,
Watch it.
sick.
Watch it.
watch it.
And watch it.
I'm gonna love
Jesus.
Okay, what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging for a little bit, okay? I love you.
So the thing about one car is a lot of people in like
She says you need to stop engaging for a little bit. So basically what she's saying, we need to de-escalate is what she's saying.
income households can only afford one car. Cars are expensive, and that makes sense in that case. It still leaves like the possibility for abuse wide open.
Like, come on, they're super rich.
One of the consequences of like the man, for example, using the car for work and not having a separate car for the stay-at-home wife, the stay-at-home wife now can only leave or at the husband's pleasure, effectively. Like it doesn't even require malice for that to end up in a bad position. Like it could just be just by dint of circumstances, the husband is using the car.
In this case, it's just malice. I do believe so.
When you have money, there's no excuse
Yep.
for not offsetting that. This person lives in an extremely expensive place.
Yep.
He's apparently worth tens of millions of dollars.
20.
The fact that they don't have 2 cars at minimum is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The only reason why you wouldn't have 2 cars, why your wife wouldn't have a car, or, absent that, why she wouldn't have a readily available means of transport, a chauffeur or somebody, is to maintain his control over her comings and goings. This sounds like an extremely jealous, controlling individual who psychologically requires his wife to be in some sense under his thumb, because there's no excuse for it otherwise.
Yeah.
There's none. In fact, the fact that she doesn't have the resources to simply secure a car herself. Maybe he doesn't get her a car, but is he not like supplying her with funds to make her an actual like economic partner and an equal, so he doesn't have so much power in the place that she's de facto not free? Like that's not good.
It's not, but Steven's gonna argue otherwise. Just you wait.
I love you very much.
Just you wait.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D. You just be disciplined about it. You go,
A, B, C, D.
I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But okay, more life itself.
Put on some gloves.
Up there, and it's disingenuous.
Her body language is signaling she's extremely upset. She's not just walking out. She doesn't have the confidence to leave. Something sick is going on here, and this looks like the fact that she is enduring this and isn't just exiting and is appeasing him signals things vaguely, nothing definitive, but like these are not the behaviors of somebody who feels confident and safe asserting themselves and
Yeah.
protecting themselves from a toxic situation.
I learned that from Vosh, actually. I shared it in the Discord before the stream. Oh.
Hillary, you're right, right then past. Become someone that's you need, day in and day out, worthy of
Are you in the giggle card? You should join my Discord.
life. I didn't say the wife, I said the wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need.
Also, severe stress can have a very negative impact on a pregnant person.
You can lose the pregnancy,
What he's doing right
to
now
be
is actually
quite honest.
his child.
Yep,
I love you.
you can lose the pregnancy. Spoilers. I'm not sure what spoilers to what, but yes, you can lose the pregnancy.
I'm not. I'm not gonna.
Are you committed
I'm
enough
not
to do those
gonna-
things? You're not committed to anything.
Thank you.
You just said I love you. I'm committed to it.
You're not committed to anything.
Walk the dog.
Steven,
Are you committed enough to do those things?
I,
Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm good.
Goes longer.
Walk the dog. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication?
Well, let's hear what Steven has to say. He always has the best takes, right? He's at the forefront of streaming.
I hate judging. I hate evaluating like fights from.
Okay,
I really hate talking about people that I want to have amicable, relationship in the future. I really hate giving strong statements about people that I, might be doing stuff together with, so I'm not gonna. It's better not to. Business opportunities might arise in the future, and, saying something too definitive might jeopardize that, so, better not. Better not.
how bad is this gonna be?
There might be chicken and waffles in their future.
I hate evaluating fights.
You wouldn't want to endanger that, right?
Oh my god. This is gonna be bad.
Pretty bad, yeah.
This is gonna be really bad. Stop, don't, come back.
I hate evaluating relationships from single fights. Honest to God, I just don't have enough information to make any statement about this.
She's denying him the use of the vehicle, locking her in place. He's insisting.
Also, I'm gonna actually, okay, I don't think anyone has said it, but I will say it. I'm gonna sort of push against the framing of this as a fight. This is not a fight. This is just one person grilling a pregnant person. How is this a fight? She's calmly staying here. She's calmly standing here and trying to de-escalate, and he's just grilling her. How is this a fight? A fight is something that goes both ways, not someone just abusing one person that is trying to de-escalate. I don't think Steven knows what a fight is.
That he's psychologically abusing,
Maybe he's just too young.
endangering herself and her child.
That is not a fight.
He can't be
A fight is when two people actually fight.
pay somebody else to do so.
She wasn't fighting him.
He has stated, additionally to this, that
So no, it's not a fight.
he's really upset that the state doesn't just force his wife to stay with them again.
Actually calling it a fight basically reframes it as not Steven attacking her, but both of them fighting, both of them having an equal sort of partnership in this situation, And I don't really like that. I don't really like this sort of framing. Does that make sense? It's not a framing that I like.
There's not a lot of ambiguity here, Steve.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. This is an easy call.
and I would not
This is an
call it a fight.
chat thing.
I just wouldn't.
It could be the case, for instance, that I mean, obviously, she never said I'm gonna fuck you up.
Unless Steven knows something that I or you don't.
To a partner. Like for this particular clip, it could be the case that he's just being like an
What watching
abusive
Kate does to
piece
her
of shit.
emperor.
It could be that he's like trying to keep her from going anywhere. He's trying to lock her in the house, etc.
Yeah.
Those could all be things for sure.
Yeah, calling it a fight is basically saying that she has a share in this, you know? That's basically what he does when he calls it a fight. Which I think is pretty prudent to point out is not the case. Okay? I think it's pretty important to point out that that is not what's happening here. Okay?
No, those are things. We have direct video evidence of this. They very conveniently for us circumferenced. They described the situation for the camera.
However, it could also be the case that she's like an ultra super lazy that does nothing around the house ever, and he's getting tired of it.
So, this is the argument that people try to say that Steven didn't mean it as a singular reason, but this is ridiculous. This is the example Steven has given. Okay, this is the example Destiny has given. What if she's super lazy around the house and he's just sick of it? Well, he's a millionaire. He's worth $20 million. What does it matter if she's quote unquote super lazy? This is such a weird thing to say, to make it sound like an equal thing. Maybe she just did something bad. I'm not even going to go into the fact that we can clearly see abuse here, and Steven is trying to go all, well, maybe she just did something to deserve it. You know? Maybe she brought it on herself. You know, maybe she's just lazy. Who cares that they're millionaires and don't really have to care about stuff like that?
That could be.
What?
That's
He's
a good.
worth $20 million.
True. Like, this is
His wife
such
is pregnant.
so stupid.
They have one car. He's disallowing her from using the car.
How old is Steven
She could
again?
be the laziest person on earth. That's not okay. That's immaterial. Why would you
Why do we say that? I don't know.
like are you serious?
He is serious, yes. He's always
You have
serious.
hundreds of thousands of people watching you. This is going to be on record, you saying this till the end of time.
He doesn't
Like, are
care.
you serious?
He's fine with
What's
that.
your response to this?
Be the case too. I have no idea. It's
No idea. Nobody knows.
we can sit here and jerk off about how evil and horrible somebody is, but like I hate trying to evaluate like relationship status from a
True. There's nothing worse than trying to evaluate a relationship of someone that you could have a good business partnership with in the future. That is not good business sense. As I've said before, they could be eating waffles together,
fight.
you know?
No, there are lines you don't cross in a fight. Like,
Also, no. A fight is not when one person stands and calmly tries to de-escalate and the other person screams at them. That's not a fight. Once again, fighting is like tango. You need two people to tango. You need one people to fight. When a person on the street comes up to another person and starts beating them up, that's not a fight. That's a person assaulting a person on the street, you know? You need two people to fight. When one person attacks another person, it's not a fight. unless we have a wildly different definition of what a fight is. But when you have one person on the attack and the other person is not retaliating and is just trying to de-escalate, that is not a fight. I'm really surprised that I have to bring this up. It's not even that some lines are not supposed to be crossed in a fight. This is clearly not a fight. Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong in this? Chat, help me out here. Help me out. Am I wrong?
What steps people go to indicates things about their psychology and how they regard their partner. But we have more than that here. We don't just have the fight, we have the revelation of facts about their material situation. We know that they have one car. We know that he has control over the car. We know that he has the material resources to accommodate his wife and himself, whatever his medical conditions are, whatever her medical conditions.
I don't know how you categorize this as a fight, to be honest. I have no clue how.
She's pregnant, without forcing her to make close contact with medicines that, if it gets onto her skin, can endanger their child. We see him very clearly psychologically abusing her. There are no mitigating circumstances here. If this wasn't YouTube, the response would be, if you ever find yourself doing this, the correct form of atonement is Japanese in origin. There's no justifying this. None. This is
Yeah.
what someone who isn't morally insane does.
This is so wild to just do, like, I could get it if she was screaming back at him. If it was a back and forth, but it wasn't. She literally kept saying, "You need to disengage. You need to stop engaging." I'm not engaging. That's not a fight, okay? Once again, if a person on the street starts punching you on the face and you keep saying, "Back off, I'm not engaging in this," that's not a fight. That's a person hitting another person. Okay? Like, I would really like to see this framing justified in any way.
Destiny goes full apologia for Carter. Oh, for God's sake, why? Why? What do you get from this? Not even conservatives like this.
He's acting like a child. You don't know that. You have no idea.
You don't know that?
Yes. Yes, we do. We know. To a certainty. As certain as the sun will rise tomorrow.
You don't know that.
We know that Steven Crowder is acting like a child.
Like, come on.
That is the gospel truth, my friend.
You don't know that.
Theoretically, it could be the case. It could be the case that he just got home and is chilling after recording like a second or third episode from the day and found out that like everything in the house is in disarray or and maybe they've got a maid and she's got like 2 responsibilities and she hasn't even done that. It could be the case, right?
Why would she have any responsibility?
That makes no sense. Come on, that sounds like total apologia. I mean, it does feel that way, that he's just building up to some sort of a future relationship between them, business-wise.
$20 million. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
And moreover, we aren't talking about we're not talking about you left your shoes on the carpet. We aren't talking about you got chips on the couch. And we aren't talking about him going like, "Oh dear, you left your chip bits all over the couch again. Can you like just before you go, can you please, for the love of God, stop doing that? It's really stressing me out." Something like that.
True.
It's reasonable. That happens.
Yeah.
We are talking about her administering a medicine that will harm her child if she makes physical contact with it. To administer it to a possibly struggling animal.
Yeah, the dog might
We're also
struggle.
talking about
Yeah.
him denying her access to the car. There's no justification for that. At the point where you have to deny your partner access to a vehicle, well, first of all, there is never a point where you have to deny your partner access to a
True.
vehicle unless they're drunk. At the point where you're doing that,
Like, the fact that they don't have 2 cars is bizarre in itself already. Yeah. Maybe Steven just has to wait a few more years to realize that. Maybe Steven's just young. Who knows?
And you're actually like controlling their comings and goings against their volition as an adult. Divorce them. You don't have a partner at that point. You have somebody you have connived to be your servant.
Yeah. And that is what Steven Crowder
The
wants.
case that he's just like walking around the house and he's lazy and does nothing. And he thinks that since she has a job, he can boss her around all day to do whatever he wants. That could be the case too, but we just don't know. We don't have any. We have no context.
We don't know context.
What does that have to do with anything?
That is such a bizarre thing to say.
She was 8 months pregnant. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know, Steve. I'm as stumped as you are.
Oh my gosh. Like, come on.
Times. So he was working from home. Yeah, I have no idea. I need more. Yeah, I need more.
No, you don't. You don't need.
Oh yeah.
You should not need more. If you need more, this is a tell on you.
True.
Sorry. Normal people, people in your chat, recognize this. This is astonishing.
Like, come on. This is really pathetic.
This is one of those things where you need a preponderance of evidence that this was being radically misinterpreted. That every word in the English language suddenly, in this particular context, had a reverse meaning to explain away this.
True.
There's no justifying this. There's no salvaging this at all.
Maybe she's lazy, President Sunday. Have you considered that? You need more context to cancel the waffle session with
But he
Steven
doesn't mention
Crowder.
Anything like that? Neither of them mention anything. We have no idea.
So we do, though. We
And nobody has any idea.
We know visibly how pregnant she is. We know that the medication she's handling requires gloves. We know that it's dangerous.
She would want more context, of course.
We
Maybe they deserved it. Have you heard of that, Seraph? Maybe they just deserved it. Maybe they had it coming.
Would you expect your wife to walk the dogs and do housework that pregnant? Rachel worked up until like I think 3 days before she gave birth. There were 2 other women.
That is not the question that was asked, by the way. Steven is being very clever here. The question wasn't, would your wife work? No. The question was, would you make her do things like going with the dog and giving the medicine, etc.? Would you make her do it? The question is not, would she want to work when pregnant? So Steven is actually not answering the question asked. I would like to note, okay? Just, once again, the question was not, from the chat was not, would your wife choose to work when pregnant? It was, would you make her do this, this, and this? And the answer to those questions are very different. Those are very different questions with very different answers. But Steven, of course, chooses to answer with, but my wife wanted to work all the way till delivery. Okay? No, that's the whole thing. He is saying here, she did it, implying she wanted to do it, okay? So he's answering a totally different question. You know? He's just dodging the actual real question by doing so. By saying, but women want to work till delivery. And working from your own volition, like choosing to work when pregnant is a totally different thing than a husband forcing a pregnant wife to do X, Y, or Z that she's not comfortable doing. You can see the difference, right? between a person choosing to work when pregnant and a partner forcing a pregnant person to do certain chores. Like, you should be able to see the difference between those two things, right? Apparently, Steven doesn't, and hence he answers to a totally different question. Well, that is what Destiny claims, you know? That is how he tries to frame it as. Yeah, it's a deflection. It's basically a deflection. Because he's gonna give example of different people, and his whole argument is gonna be, but women want to work when pregnant, which is a totally different topic than what is being discussed here. And it's totally different from the question that was asked directly to him.
I don't remember their names, but they also worked like a few days up.
See, there you go.
I think that's probably normal, I think. I know that a lot of people think that like pregnant women can't do anything and they basically spend the last 2 months like bedridden, unable to move, but that's not true. Or at least in my life, every pregnant woman I've known has fucking bossed that shit right up till fucking delivery, basically. Typically they work, they do things or whatever. They might be a little bit
You
more
think
irritable.
that no fault divorce in the U.S. provides a utility?
They do, but they shouldn't be. And we aren't talking about a lazy person not being willing to do any chores. We're talking about someone saying, hey, you can't leave the house and use the car and be...
True.
Because you haven't, and I quote, performed your wifely duties.
Yeah. Very weird.
Might
Maybe
be
to
that
society.
their yes. It might be that their feet get sore, or their ankles can get swollen, or they could definitely be moody or hormonal. Like those things happen too. But it's not like a woman in like the last month of pregnancy is like some bedridden, worthless, can't do anything, right? There's just like some extra shit that you have to do. And also, you should also
So basically, when a woman is pregnant, doesn't work, she's worthless. You've heard it from Steven. Being pregnant and not working means that you're worthless. Have no worth. There you go. There you have it. Interesting choice of words. Worthless.
anything, and they basically spend the last 2 months like bedridden, unable to move. But that's not true. Or at
Person not, but they shouldn't be.
least, it might be that they're
Worthless.
might be
to
that
society.
their yes. It might be that their feet get sore, or their ankles can get swollen, or they could definitely be moody or hormonal. Like those things happen too. But it's not like a woman in like the last month of pregnancy is like
Worthless.
bedridden, worthless, can't do anything, right? There's just like some extra.
So worthless.
And also, you should also generally be you should generally be nicer and more patient with pregnant women, of course. But
So worthless.
You're swallowing a lot. I'd be nervous too if I was saying this on stream. I don't know what you're doing, Steve. I
True.
don't know what he thinks he's doing.
I think
This is
he...
what's interesting to me. So, and people in his community have noted this. There will be times when he will go through like long videos, and he will say nothing.
He will say Jesus.
He'll play Factorio, and he'll say nothing. He'll basically just steal the content.
True.
That would have been a better response to this than what he's giving right now. And he must know that. He's not stupid. He must know that. So something about this is pushing some button somewhere. And it's causing something to happen. I don't know.
Destiny, you'd be received much better if you just articulate all that you said and then say something. However, just in this clip, it seems pretty fucked. Chat wouldn't get so full retard. No, I'm not going to say however just in this clip. I don't know. I would never, ever, 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 ever.
Never, ever, 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 ever.
There are so many fights I've had from my relationships where you can make either me or my partner look insane if you're just going to clip like 3 minutes out of one fight we've had. Like,
This was not a fight.
Well, I've got like 2 seconds out of a statement by you, which is where you talked about how you had to choke your partner out at one point. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe this is maybe your perspective.
Maybe that's a you problem, Steven.
But no, you can absolutely judge this with with the certainty that you were looking upon this with the clairvoyance of God. Okay?
True.
That is not an okay situation. At all. That is you have her very clearly you have her claim abuse at the beginning. And then you have him perform it right for the camera. Right?
And you also have her try to de-escalate several
And they
times.
both acknowledge structural elements which, given his financial situation, have no excuse.
True.
Which involve, for example, forcing her to engage in dangerous activities, given her situation,
Yep.
as well as withholding access to the single vehicle they have. It is pretty common, by the way, for people with vastly smaller incomes than Steven Crowder
To have
to
two
have one
cars,
vehicle
yeah.
for each partner in the relationship. For
I
precise
know such people.
because just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you sell your autonomy and your personhood. You are free
True.
to go as you please, unless the other person has the
Well, what he said exactly was that being, yeah, I remember that being in a relationship with him is abuse. Yeah, I remember that.
vehicle, and they decide that you can't because
So maybe that's a Steven problem, because I do remember that.
Tons of insane shit. No, I think I would never. I don't think I would ever judge a relationship based on like a 2 or 3 minute recorded fight that's being leaked to me. I need way more background. He wanted her to give their dog some medication she thought might be toxic to her and the
And for the 10th time, it's not a fight when one person is on the attack and the other person tries to de-escalate. Like, I'm gonna ask once again, am I just mistaken in how I sort of, in how I define a fight? Chat. Do you agree or do you not agree with my assessment that this was not even a fight? Because that's a thing that nobody else seems to be pointing out. You know? Am I wrong in saying that it's not even a fight? When one person just attacks and the other person tries to de-escalate? When one person attacks and the other says, I love you, but you need to disengage, that I don't really count that as a fight. Am I being ridiculous here? Like, I just don't agree that this was a fight. Yeah, exactly. You need two people to tango. You know that famous saying? You need two to tango.
baby. Okay, but like,
No, not but like, Steve. Not but like. Just drop this one. You-
He's not gonna drop it.
I guess he doesn't need to self-preserve. That's the problem here.
He's not gonna drop
He may
it
be like natively intelligent on some level, but
natively.
something about the situation, the immunity to real consequences just makes you dumb. I don't know.
The native intelligenter.
what? There's that statement in and of itself could mean like 30 things, right? Like, is it so?
No, it means the medication is dangerous for the baby and she's 7 months pregnant.
Yeah,
That's what that means. That could encompass
True.
different things. The symptoms of contamination may be various. Maybe this happens. Maybe this happens.
that is not a boat. That is a
Maybe it
raft.
affects your blood pressure. Maybe something leaks into the womb
Boat.
somehow. I don't know.
So toxic that like if she touches it, the baby's gonna die? Is that true? I doubt it. Or is it a medication that like if handled in copious amounts might lead to some birth, blah blah blah, blah, right?
You don't know.
She wear gloves, but again, I don't know. It might be an unreasonable ask from him.
Or she might be unreasonably afraid of a medication that in all likelihood if it got in her stomach,
True.
wouldn't do anything. Doesn't matter. She's still being terrorized as a result. She's still being put into a situation which, as far as she is concerned,
I'm full of sayings today, but literally, have you ever heard a saying, better safe than sorry? Have you heard the saying, better safe than sorry? If there's even the slightest risk of a medicine affecting your child, then you know what you should do? You should probably not have the pregnant person handle the medicine. Okay? Like, that is what should happen. Better safe than sorry.
You, Stephen, with your advanced chemistry degree, have determined that it actually is, in fact, safe for her to handle this on a regular basis, presumably, if this is medication their pet needs.
I can't have this, dude. I'm getting, oh god. There are certain conversations around this that I like. Makes me want to quit streaming because the audiences are so
Half
fucking
of chat are still
retarded.
virgins. I don't want to hear their take.
Guys, TGG, anybody in the crowd, anybody who watches this,
Especially with pregnancy, you should
or
practice.
not, what Stephen has called you.
Especially with pregnancy, you should be practicing better safe than sorry. What? You know? I don't know. Also calling the audience the Ursula, really classy. Stephen, really classy.
At all. I am actually, my faith in mankind is slightly reinvigorated by this.
True.
I guess I'll say it. Maybe there's a lot of young people here, retarded ass be fucks here. Like, the reality is that I'll tell you this. This is just like a life fact. This is just, I don't.
Life fact.
You'll learn when you get older. You cannot judge a relationship based on.
You know what, Stephen? Maybe you're just young. Maybe you're just young and not very wise yet. Maybe you'll just learn when you'll get older that you're being ridiculous. But I doubt it because Steven Crowder is still an open business opportunity for you, so.
3 or 4 minute fight. If you think you can, it's because you're retarded. Full.
No, you can. And
Also, this wasn't a fight.
broken. There's something wrong.
This wasn't a fight.
You were born with something wrong with you. You were abused. Something happened, but you have a fundamentally broken perspective on reality. I have been in.
But Steven is basically saying, since I'm almost middle-aged, that basically means that I have more experience and that I know better than my young audience. This is what he is saying, okay? That is literally what Steven's saying.
Toxic relationships before. I have never, ever in my life even conceived of doing what Steven Crowder has done here. And I've never in my life conceived of doing what Steven has described with his own partner, where you choke them out. This is a you thing. You got...
True, that's a you problem, yeah. And also, this wasn't a fight.
Reference for what a healthy relationship is. Which, maybe that's not your fault, but... Like, no, your audience isn't stupid. Your audience is comprised of people who have their shit together maybe more than you do. Which is a statement, because there's a level of resources that...
So wise.
Resources at your disposal that almost none of these people have even close to.
You know, I think we might need to tweet about
By
it.
dint of them being stupid or dumber than you, or by...
Should
by
we
not
tweet
trying
about it?
By dint of a combination of bad luck, geography, and maybe they're trying to do something that doesn't have like an easy paycheck early on. Your audience isn't stupid. Your audience is actually demonstrating
To be smarter than you.
to my wonderful surprise that they actually have standards.
Full stop. That's it. You just can't. You can't. You have no idea. There are so many types of fights where once you get more information, you're like, oh shit, okay, I understand this, or wow, that's fucking crazy. Like, oh, okay, this makes sense why this person did that. Like, you can never, ever.
Stephen, there is no situation in which you go, oh,
This was not a
okay,
fight.
it was
It was just what it was just wasn't, period.
You need to be disciplined and go.
If you think this is a fight, then maybe you should get more life experience.
While you're 7 months pregnant to treat the dog. And by the way, don't fucking use the car. That's mine. And then afterwards, like, ugh, I loved her. It's a shame. It's just how the law is. She could just
True.
if she wanted to. That's insane.
Those dog darn
That's
no fault
absolutely
divorces.
And then to call people who are reacting like, hey, actually, this looks pretty bad, Steve.
We're still gonna talk about the 3rd May Constitution. I'm leaving this one for a big audience, okay? The 3rd May Constitution is gonna be the segment after this. So stay tuned, Oscar Telch, because that's gonna be the segment after this. Okay? I've changed the order a little bit because the audience was not as big, but now it is, and we're gonna jump into it after the Crowder thing.
Oh, you're just retarded aspies, is his language. What? Unbelievable.
On like a 2, 3, 4 minute thing, just evaluate on shit like this. Like you can't do it. Remember, Destiny, most of these morons were primed by Hassan? Oh, sure. Well, in that case, I'll give you Hassan's take. Oh, well, Steven Crowder is a conservative, and here you can see them living their real values, keeping their wives locked up at home and miserable all day, even though she's pregnant. He's making her do all these things. Ah! And Steven Crowder's evil because he's a conservative. There you go. That's it.
Yeah. Well said.
Your Hassan take, okay?
Well, Steven cannot have this take because Steven might one day have chicken waffles with Steven Crowder, so you know.
So as long as we don't see someone
I mean, good for Hassan. Like, well said. That would be 100% accurate.
beating his wife, we can't make any judgments. Yep, that's what I said. See you later, forever. Never, ever, ever unban. Bye.
Feeling a
Oh,
little
no.
fragile, aren't we, Steve?
Again, a new purge is incoming. A new purge of viewers is coming.
Yeah, that's true. I actually made a bad judgment once. That is true. I saw that video of DJ Academics in the lobby. I thought he was hitting a woman. That clip was wild to me. I remember seeing this clip initially, and I thought it looked pretty insane for Big Egg. But apparently, the full story, and you can.
No. There's not a perspectival issue.
True.
He did the thing on camera. He said it.
True. This is
They both
ridiculous.
acknowledged it multiple times. They debated it.
And
There's no equivalence here.
It's really funny that Steven has 100% confidence in calling this a fight when only Steven Crowder is the aggressor and the other party is trying to de-escalate. That is very interesting to me. That is very interesting. Steven has no problem in calling it a fight. You know? Very interesting. How come? Why doesn't... Why does Steven have zero problems with calling this a fight? I wonder.
Except that apparently, by your own judgment, Stephen, you're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Definitely see it borne out here, was that I think he came out of a show with that girl with the red hair, and this is his current, or his was girlfriend. She jumped this chick to fight her. he had to pull her off. But he's saying like, bro, we're in Miami. We're not doing that hood shit here. Fuck off. And that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to, so in that context, like, oh, okay, this makes way more sense. And you can even see, as soon as he disengages here, she's ready to go back at it. And she goes to smack her again, yeah. So like, yeah, so initially when I saw this clip, I was like, damn, bro, you can't like have a girl against a wall, fucking screaming at her like that in a hotel. You're fucking crazy. But then getting the more context, like, okay, yeah. Not to say that anything is necessarily good or bad, but I'm just saying like, holy shit, more context can completely change the way that you view a fight.
That was not a fight.
What context do you think could change how you would view this? The issue here is not that they were...
Like, this is, like, I have to just keep repeating like an automaton. This was not a fight. This was not a fight. Come on.
It's specific.
For you to view a fight in a certain way, it would have to be a fight to begin with. Okay, we're gonna tweet about this. We're gonna be doing some angry tweeting here, okay? It's time It's time for the angry tweeting. True. It's time. It seems like it's time. I'm gonna be tweeting about this. Let's see if anyone engages with us. Okay? Like, come on. Okay, we're gonna be doing there you go. Twitter. Am I not logged in? Let me check. I'm gonna be tweeting, so I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Okay, I'm logged in. They're gonna be writing a new tweet. What is happening is what Twitter says and wants me to tweet. So this is me tweeting. Let's go. I'm counting on you to give me a yay or nay on the tweet. Okay, when it's finished. I'm gonna write it out on the stream to everyone talking about the Steven Crowder leaked video. This was not a fight. Okay. 3 dots. A fight is not when a person attacks the other person and the other person doesn't fight back. And tries to de-escalate. Is that how you write de-escalate? I have to Google how you write de-escalate. See? That's okay. Let me see. De-escalate. Okay. I was missing a thing. De-escalate. Now it's correct. Why is not when a person attacks the other person and the other person doesn't fight back and tries to de-escalate? That's not a fight. That's just someone attacking a person. What do you think? Is that good enough? Now you tell me. Now I want your yay or nay on this tweet, and then we tweet it out. into the zone, into the ether. You tell me what you think, and then we're gonna throw it out there. There you go. You're ready. Are you ready to sort of to answer? What do you think? What do you think of this tweet? I'm ready to send it. Just need some opinions from the chat. I'm gonna log in here. Hide this. So what do you think? Yay or nay on the tweet? Google. The chat went quiet. The moment I started tweeting, the chat went quiet. The chat went silent. The chat did not believe that I was going to tweet it out. It did not believe that I was going to tweet it out. But I did. And now I need your yay or nay. And I need you to check for mistakes as well. It looks good? Alright then. If it looks good, okay, I'm here. If you tweet, I will retweet. Okay, I am tweeting it out right now. Tweet. It is tweeted. Let's see. Let's see if anyone argues, if it gets popular or unpopular. Let's see what happens with this tweet, okay? Let us see what happens with this. I'm actually really curious about what will happen with this. Okay, so we're done with the tweet.
What's being said and the very specific details that it reveals.
We're gonna watch a bit more of this, and then I'm gonna probably just go to the main. Then I'm just gonna proceed to the main event, the main segment of tonight, because I actually only started streaming today to do the main event, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. That is the plan.
I just don't understand why you're being so charitable to a guy who literally thinks women are second-class citizens. No shit, he is going to treat her like trash and force her to do chores while sitting and...
I mean, that is true. That is a correct evaluation by the chatter. That is a correct evaluation by the chatter. Okay? That was just correct.
in front of her. Because you fucking retard, it doesn't count as being charitable when you're only charitable to the people that you would suck. Do you understand that? You don't get fucking points for being charitable to your parents.
She's conservative too, you imbecile.
Oh my god. Nice. 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 Destiny.
It's not. It wouldn't matter who this is. This could be. If this was, I don't know, who's Bernie Sanders could be doing this. It'd be the same fucking deal.
True. I mean, I would be more shocked if Bernie Sanders did it, but it would be the same deal. Okay? I would be a lot more shocked if Bernie Sanders did that, but
There's literally no
I will give him that. I will be more
justification for any
surprised.
of this. There's nothing to be charitable to.
True.
There's nothing.
Charitability is not when you onboard the most horrible
parents, to
action.
your siblings, or to your friends. That's just called being a normal human being. Being charitable to somebody usually implies that you're going above and beyond to be objective and to try to be fair to a person that you might otherwise not be incentivized to be fair to. You don't
You're not going above and beyond to be fair. You've called this a fight, so you've already showed not to go far above and beyond to be fair. Because framing this as a fight is extremely not fair. How do you frame it as a fight when when only one person is aggressing? And then say that you go above and beyond to be fair. This is ridiculous. This is actually the opposite of what you're doing. You're going above and beyond not to be fair to the wife.
bonus points for being charitable to people that you like. Obviously, I don't like Steven Crowder, and it wouldn't surprise me if more context reveals that he is an abusive piece of shit. That could be the case, but there's not enough here to say it.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Insane. That's insane. You literally have a video record of this in which they conveniently outline everything. He controls the vehicle, doesn't let her leave. He abuses her and tries to pressure her into by her lights, endanger the baby. Like, he says apparently I'm gonna fuck you up at one point.
He does at the very end.
Wife.
I don't know, it's a pretty...
This is insane.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
true.
There's not enough here to say it. I can think of 50 million situations that would explain why he's acting the way that he is here.
Okay,
50 billion situations, but he's not gonna list any.
give me
Or will he?
give me one, Steve. One.
It happened with Pokemon. It happened with Amaranth, where more information could come out and completely 180 your view on things. We're not saying that Crowder's in the right. I'm just saying you don't have enough information. You know what we should do? Wait, is this movie public domain? We should just watch this movie. Where is this guy?
What? Okay, hang on. So there's another one here, which continues.
So he's not gonna give us
Crowder video might
situation.
be edited. This looks like a VOD. It's like an hour and a half
Follow
long.
anybody in her family.
No shot. I don't believe it. I see this type of stuff go on all the time behind the scenes with streamers of who's following who and all this.
Okay, that's Candace Owens. Let's see. Oh wait, apparently Candace Owens leaked something about this. Hang on. Candace Owens, Crowder leaks. There's something else here as well. What is-
Ridiculous.
Which Candace Owens is also a piece of shit, but I'm
So a bit
okay. So this is an actual Candace Owens video on this. Okay, let's see.
So a bit of breaking news that just happened, and before we get to it, I just want to back up and tell you why we are discussing this breaking news, because it's occurred to me that there are some people out there who believe that to be a conservative, what it means is that we become tribal and we defend other conservatives even when they do things that are wrong, that we don't discuss things that are horrible on our own side because we need to just make sure that we score wins in other ways. And
Of
course, this is just...
better position on this than Steven.
that is
course,
wrong. So
yeah.
that to me is the exact opposite of why I have this platform. I am
Then
not
again,
credible.
this
I
is
want
part
to
of the
expose things when they are
fight
done left. I will
between
also expose things when they
the
are
Daily Wire and Crowder.
obviously, I have been interested in the Steven Crowder saga pertaining to his divorce because he literally inserted me into his divorce a couple of days ago. And his wife and family are now speaking out regarding that video in which he told people publicly that his wife was leaving him. You remember this? He chose wrong. And he essentially made it sound as if he did not want his marriage to end, but his wife simply wanted to leave. Well, she has responded by giving video, and I want to prep you. I want you to know this is horrific video. It is very difficult to watch. It's especially difficult to watch because in this footage, she is 8 months pregnant.
Okay, so this is the footage itself. We've seen this. What's the commentary afterwards? Looks like there's more to this.
Even comprehend how any man can speak to a woman like that, least of all when she is 8 months pregnant. And sadly, that isn't the worst part of that correspondence. The journalist that dropped this video is Yashar Ali. He dropped this as well as a Substack entry accompanying it. On the Substack article, he wrote, "Moments later, off camera, Steven Crowder, by his own admission, would lose control and scream at his pregnant wife in a threatening tone, quote, 'I will f you up,' end quote, which led his wife to flee their home."
Okay, let's take Dusty's advice, okay? Let's be super charitable. I'll fuck you up could mean several different things. It could
True.
I'll torture you publicly, I'll financially ruin you, I'll deprive you of all of the goods that give you like a basic standard of living, or maybe he'll just beat the shit out of her. One or the other. Take your pick. Let's be charitable.
True.
She then sent a statement, which I want to be very clear. This statement I knew was going to come out. I didn't know any of this information.
I mean, have you considered President Sunday that maybe Steven Crowder was filming his second episode and maybe she was just lazy and he has had enough and that's why he said it?
Had no idea there was a video or there was any evidence. I did know that their family was thinking about issuing a statement, and Hillary Crowder did issue a statement, and I'm going to read you that statement in its entirety because it's important. I think it reveals a lot of the lies that Steven has been telling publicly to his audiences. It reads, "Hillary is currently living alone in Dallas apart from her family and support system in Michigan and is focused on taking care of her young children. She is not prepared at this time to speak about her divorce becoming public or the misleading statements made by Steven about their relationship. The truth is that Hillary spent years hiding Steven's mentally and emotionally abusive behavior from her friends and family while she attempted to save their marriage. She was the one who was asking to work on their relationship to keep the marriage intact for their unborn child. In June of 2021, Steven left their home to pursue elective surgery." It's very important. I want you to remember that. I'm going to come back to that point. Hillary urged him to get the help he needed to address his abuse with the hope that their marriage could be saved and they could peacefully live together as a family. Instead, Steven refused to do so and chose not to be with his wife during the birth of their twin children.
Yeah.
After the birth, Steven bought a townhouse and left their home permanently. Hillary was not aware that Steven hired a divorce attorney and asked his assistant to cut Hillary off financially. There is significant documentation substantiating these facts. I want you to remember that portion as well, because that's another lie that Steven has told publicly.
Huh.
I think so. I think it did. Yeah. What a nightmare. Yeah, that was about more or less the time when the video happened.
Dean Mama says a statement came from their family, not her. She still hasn't publicly commented outside of court. That's something else too. So the details of the Amarath case elude me. If I were to imagine a situation in which she was contriving to make this look as bad as possible in order to, like, I don't know, extract resources or fame or something out of Steven, wouldn't do it when she was 7 months pregnant. I'd be very surprised if that was the choice. She'd be doing some kind of tour. The evidence kind of speaks for itself. It's an entire episode
But you should.
of an encounter.
Or maybe she got it coming.
Has the material power.
President Sunday, come on, be charitable.
How Steven is willing to wield.
Don't be the arsler.
and it demonstrates like just an incredibly perverse and toxic and domineering attitude towards his spouse. And given his financial situation, there is literally no material excuse that can be levied. And by the looks of it, he's guilty of spousal abandonment to boot.
Yes. That is
So-
correct.
There's no argument here.
There is none.
There is significant documentation substantiating these facts. If she produces that, that would be helpful. If she doesn't, can somebody get on that and get those to me? I would be interested to see if there is a summary somewhere.
I'd like to
that
see
Stephen
them.
will cease from speaking publicly about these personal matters in an untruthful manner. We also look forward to there being full transparency in the legal process so there is fairness and accountability for the actions that caused the divorce and to ensure the outcome is what is in the best interests of the young children. I would first like to go back to that portion where she says Stephen left their home to pursue elective surgery, because I know exactly.
So, Demon Mama says the statement came from her family. Does that mean that the attribution at the bottom of the screen is incorrect, Demon Mama? Like, is that just something they added here? And they just sort of, like, equivocated between Hillary's family and her?
Exactly what surgery she's referring to, because during my first backstage here at Daily Wire, we actually prayed for Stephen and this surgery. So before I show you a clip from us on backstage, here is Stephen describing that
Yeah, careful what you wish for when you when you ask God for the best, I suppose.
surgery, and it certainly doesn't sound like it's elective. Take a listen.
I explained to you a little bit what it is. You know, a lot of people say, why are you smoking? My heart is actually great, but my heart doesn't work great. And the reason my heart doesn't work great is, long story short, because of a connective tissue disorder I have, and my chest is caving in on my heart. So I've got about...
Good on you, Stephen Crowder's chest. Godspeed.
I'm at a little more than half of the blood flow that you guys have, ventricular output from my heart. So it's a mechanical fix. And I don't know, maybe I'll feel like Lance
I see.
Armstrong, you know, like I'm on EPO after this, because I don't know what it's like to go through life with full blood flow. To me, I'm
Let's have some squids for Comrade Chest in chat.
looking forward to it, not looking forward to the pain. Lance Armstrong, by the way, with the 3 balls, not the one.
What?
So yeah, it's overall a positive thing, and honestly, I've probably needed a little bit of rest. It comes in the form of having my chest cracked open.
Obviously, he had the surgery and then his lung collapsed. And here is us praying for him, praying that he actually gets better.
Before we leave, I just have to, this one off the subject for a minute. Our pal, Steve Crowder, who makes the best ashtrays in the country, is in the hospital fighting for his life, and he's really come close. He's come close to the dark edge of things. And I just want to say that crazy as he is, we love him, and we're thinking about him. That we hope he makes it back.
You're a better man than I am.
Well, that's true.
I was actually just looking forward to the show being over so that I could text him and say, hope you don't make it, pal.
Actually, this is a real story. Last night I had to go for a drive because a long story, but I had to burn down gas to take my car into the shop, and so I was going to smoke a cigar, and I was going to say my nightly prayers. I thought, I should probably pray for Crowder, because he's in the
terrible people discussing terrible things.
Cigars that Crowder sent me.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
Who's a complete maniac. He sent me these beautiful cigars, and I was like, oh, pal, I'm going to send you some cigars right away from my humidor. Haven't sent him a single thing, but that guy, he, really a generous fellow, and doesn't get enough credit.
I actually did text him and say that we were praying for him at great risk to our souls.
And if he dies, I personally will kill him. Right?
And yet, according
Jesus.
to his wife, this was an elective surgery, really a cosmetic surgery, because Stephen didn't like the way that his chest looked because he had a sunken chest. It was not something that was actually required to save his life. And yet we see that same pattern of behavior. Stephen garnering a ton of affection and prayers. from his
Oh,
followers.
that's funny. It's horrible, but it's funny.
Purporting to be the victim.
Okay, take it back. Comrade Chest is dropping the ball.
When in fact the facts don't line up with his narrative.
Comrade Chest really fell off.
Second
True.
portion that I'd like to point to
Used to be better.
where it says Hillary was not aware that Stephen hired a divorce attorney. This stands in stark contrast
How does it feel to agree with the cons in this, guys? Warm and fuzzy. Wonderful. It reminds me of our common humanity.
as to what he told his followers when he said how hard divorce
True.
was difficult to
Shouldn't it be banned?
he really didn't want it and just
Doesn't Crowder want it banned?
what is the truth here? I don't know. Obviously, right now we have his wife's word versus Stephen's word, but given my personal experience with Stephen, I am very much inclined to believe his wife. Now, I'd like to get in some other portions of this article, which I think are really important. The writer has a bunch of audio files and text messages that were sent to him that he was able to review. He writes,
Jesus.
in audio files and text messages that I reviewed, Stephen Crowder admits to some of his faults, which include a volcanic temper, repeatedly and at times regretfully. But according to sources that I spoke to who are familiar with their relationship, Crowder's admissions often came after a sustained period of mental and emotional abuse, and he didn't seem to be able to control his impulses.
Right.
That, again, is something that I have seen personally. Very bizarre, but he would insert me into a divorce announcement and purport that I somehow extorted him.
True.
Very bizarre in the way that he attacked the Daily Wire. And there just seem to be a lot of signs that he is not able to control his emotions. And so the question that I will ask is how many people are going to allege abuse from Stephen Crowder before we listen? Before we stop
True.
saying he's one of us because he says things that he agrees with. We purport that we are the party of family values. How can you look at that video and defend him in any way? How can you look at
I
that
had no
video
clue.
and not roundly condemn this and say this is not something that actually represents the things that we believe?
I don't
The
know.
writer goes on to say, like so many things in his life in recent years,
Well said.
Crowder's temper and paranoia led him to destroy his relationships with Sir Shapiro, Boring, and others at the Daily Wire when he posted a video on his channel suggesting that the Daily Wire, without naming the company, was attempting to align itself with big tech by mentioning in their initial offer to him that if he was demonetized on social media platforms, that it would reduce his overall compensation. Well, again, going back to the pattern, it's not just the Daily Wire. It's David Landau. It's Sven the Computer. It's Jared Monroe, formerly known as Not Gay.
Look, guys, hang on. Let's slow down. We got to be charitable, right?
We're not gonna be watching this for much longer. Like we got the gist. If you wanna watch the rest, you will have to watch the President Sunday video. I think we've got about the gist of it.
This is Candace Owens. Maybe she's just covering her bases and it's just the woke establishment. Just getting rid of Crowder.
True.
Just because of fear of SJW criticism or something. I don't know.
You're right.
Okay, I think we get the idea. Let's
True. We do get the
see.
idea.
Video might be edited. Let's see.
Okay, we'll watch this fragment and then we're out.
Might be edited. Okay, let's just put edited. Let's see. Okay, here we go. First, oh, that's funny. So we got a note here. Editor's note. Video proven to be most likely not edited. Explanation video coming soon.
I see.
Oh. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're returning to this. Let's watch this.
I see.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just suck and AJ for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And
So this could be
point
of view. Saying I love you here could be a manipulator tactic to where you're saying like, oh, well, I'm going to trigger you and I'm going to tell you I love you. Or
Oh yeah, it's totally a manipulator tactic. She's such a manipulator. She also manipulates him so well when she says that she wants to disengage.
it could be a genuine de-escalation tactic. Like, hey, listen, we're
Doesn't.
Like, all those times when she says, I want to disengage, we should disengage, those are all manipulation tactics.
Matter, Steven. Why does that matter?
It's all manipulation tactics.
There's a comment here that makes a lot of sense. That's actually resonating with my feelings at the moment. Or how about the wife is abusing Steven Crowder into acting this all out because there's a gun to his kid's head in the other room, right, Destiny?
True.
That's really what you'd need.
True.
That's what you would need. You'd need the video is fabricated, like it was stitched together out of multiple things, and he never said this. Or there is literally a bomb in the house, and if he doesn't play out the script that's just a little off camera.
We're fighting, but I still love you. Like, I don't hate you, okay? I love you. I'm sorry we're fighting, right? It could be either, but we don't know. We have no...
This is such dishonest framing. Once again, what do you mean we're fighting? When has she fought back even once? This is not fighting. Once again, for the millionth time. How can you call it a fight when all she's saying is, Steven, I don't want to engage. I want us to disengage. I want us to stop. Like, what do you mean we're fighting? How does that make any sense?
No idea, right? We don't have the context. It could, like, almost everything being said here could mean two completely different things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Saying I don't love you here is pretty shitty.
Doesn't fucking matter. Okay. What else?
This video, I've never actually even paid attention to that before. We just lost 8 seconds. Why does he say she's unworthy?
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Day in and day out, worthy a wife, no, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you.
Hillary, come on now. A wife, no, not as a wife.
Wife worthy.
Hold on, bros.
He's not.
Okay, bros.
It's something else. I will be the only one correct here. I will shower me in your hatred.
Oh my god.
Watch this video more closely when it first came out.
I'll
I'm not
shower
even
you,
noticing. There's like 8-second cuts here too. What's going on here? Look at the timestamp down here.
Oh.
12:38:03.
Oh.
A wife, no.
We just lost 8 seconds of footage here.
Those 8 critical seconds.
How many cuts are in this video? I've never actually even paid attention to that before.
True. We're missing all those valuable seconds when the wife is bashing Crowder over the head. True, of course.
Our kids are going to get such a kick out of this when we're older and they think that we were abusive and whatnot. We will prank them so hard. Okay, back into character, Hillary. Like what?
True.
Seconds, Steven.
8 seconds, you know? She could have said anything. She could have done anything. Maybe she's the abuser. And she just cut out all of the abuse. You don't know. You don't know.
And of course, editor's note, video proven to be most likely not edited. That's a weird sentence. Typically, you'd say video proven is not edited or proven edited, not proven to be most likely not edited. I don't know how you would prove a likelihood, but whatever.
We just lost 8 seconds. Why does he say she's unworthy? Like, what if he, for instance, now he could have said, like, some personal, disgusting things, though. You're unworthy because you're a slut whore. And they wanted to cut that because it's unnecessary. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't bleep it. Wait, was that Abba's editing?
What?
Oh, he's watching somebody else's... Oh, you fucking idiot. You idiot.
Oh my god.
Somebody else's...
Oh my god.
The original. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Give me the original. Let's watch
All right,
this.
let's see.
Steven's an idiot. Oh my god. For real though?
I'm so curious now.
Is this for real?
Is there a better site that hosts video than this dog shit, fucking laggy piece of shit sub shit?
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it.
Picture. Oh, thank you, God.
Destiny's just an idiot. I swear.
It's a ring cam, Destiny. It cuts after a certain time and will start again in motion. I don't believe you. No shot that it was cutting here and this fucking guy. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. that it was cutting at these exact moments and then re-coming back and no way.
No way.
Is that true, by the way? Is that how ring? I don't know anything about ring cams.
Okay.
Because I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary in abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There is no groceries. I would have
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first?
So like here, that was a massive cut. 12:36:05. How much time did we just cut out?
It's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about
40 seconds. We just lost 40 seconds.
All of the abuse from the wife is cut out.
What was going on here?
40 seconds, and she could have like taken off the pregnancy pad and pulled out the shotgun and said, "Steve, you deviate from the script one more fucking time, I swear to God, I'm gonna blow your brains out."
True.
That's a possibility.
True.
You never know.
You never know, right? Oh my God.
Hillary, how do you? Other than that, other than that, you see the love.
This is ridiculous.
No. Other than that, no, you're not taking the love.
Dusty doesn't know how ring lights work. They work when there's motion going on. That's interesting because they were standing still when the cut took place. That would actually make sense if that's what's happening. I'm not wedded to that either way. Frankly, even if it's edited, unless you can actually demonstrate that has anybody presented an argument for what the missing footage is in the first place?
No.
Seems to me this is Steven's ring light. It seems to have been uploaded to a website that I would imagine he would have access to as well as his wife. Unless you're gonna say that maybe she deleted the original or something, I don't know. If I was Steven and this had happened, I would immediately say, no, she cut out this part where she drew a Glock and told me to say these terrible things, or else she's gonna, kill my whole family.
I mean,
Steven,
You are not.
then I
taking
will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not a threat, Steven.
Give it an Uber.
Okay, Steven,
I have to
can't.
start watching chat. I'm looking for.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't.
Oh, hold on. When he says I can't go to the gym, I can't go to my parents. Is this because of COVID? Maybe.
No, because he's saying I can't be home. I think he's.
that would make no
I
sense.
think he's impersonating his wife in that. Right? Or is he talking about himself?
It wouldn't make any sense to be talking about
Is
COVID.
it all closed down and his parents are sick? Maybe. Because this footage was this from 2020 or 2021?
Yeah.
Oh,
How would that be her fault? That would make no sense at all.
See it? It's right here. I'm sorry. When June of 2021? Were we in COVID times, lockdown shit and everything?
Because he's anti-lockdown and things like that, right? This wouldn't be a person who was a COVID affirmer, I guess.
It would make no sense.
The COVID thing is logical. It's just that it seems like a strange thing for him to say.
Yeah, it is a strange thing for him to say.
Because none of that would precipitate him being unable to administer the medicine to the dog himself.
Yep.
The video is 3 minutes and 28 seconds long, but it starts at 34:58 and it ends at 39:08, which means 4 minutes and 10 seconds was cut out. I'm sorry, there's not 4 minutes cut. There's 40 seconds cut. My bad.
Oh my God, Steven. The genius.
What was that? Hang on. Speaking of cuts.
08, which means 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
What a genius.
I'm sorry, there's not 4 minutes cut. There's 40 seconds cut. My bad.
You're gonna take the car. I'm leaving here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven.
Jesus.
The only way out of this is discipline and respect.
Discipline and respect.
No man whose life is set to the second reclines on a couch like that and barks at
True.
a pregnant wife.
I mean, I've said it before when reacting to this, but yeah, I highly doubt his life is set to the second.
To administer poison that might actually hurt his baby to the dog. And like waste time forcing his, well, abusing his wife, bluntly, let's not pussyfoot around this.
Yeah.
Abusing his wife by withholding access to the only vehicle that they have there.
We are going to do that.
And apparently he admitted afterwards to saying, I'll fuck you up. This is not a person who is lacking in time.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline. There you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up.
Basically, Steve is guilt tripping her into believing that she will trap Steve at home if she takes the car. I see, that makes sense. Okay. Well, fuck him.
True.
You give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay?
True, you are.
But Steven, your niece is sick. Your niece
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Fucking watch it.
Fucking watch it.
I'll get what you
Jesus.
And I
Jesus.
Watch it or what?
Exactly.
Look
Or
at her,
why?
look at her body language. Fucking watch it. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
It is, isn't it?
I don't typically do this when I'm even having a very intense argument with somebody.
Yeah.
Unless I'm expecting them
To do
to
something.
move in some way I really don't want them to.
Yeah.
space, you need to just fucking baby for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
Here, Steven, a real man would walk and let his wife take the car.
True.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it, you go, no, but I love you more than life itself. Okay.
Oh my
Put on some
gosh.
gloves. No, but I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right, we're at an impasse. Become someone
Wife worthy.
day in and day out. Worthy.
Become wife worthy.
No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife.
That was the 8-second cut we saw in Abba's video.
Hillary, come on now.
I'm not engaged. I'm not engaged.
Oh, so it was the 8 seconds that were cut on Abba's video aren't even are present here. Unless I'm misunderstanding.
Go, I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not engaged. I'm not trying to.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves.
If you find yourself in a situation where you are having to say I'm committed to you to Steven Crowder or some faint resemblance of Steven Crowder,
True.
you have made some serious errors in judgment in your life, and I have nothing but compassion for you.
Are you committed enough to do those things?
Like, and this is something we need to kind of why did she not want to walk the dog? Like, what's going on with the dog too? That's something I'm so curious about. Poor doggy.
Why won't he do it? Wait.
Are you committed enough to get the medicine?
It's just stupid.
You take that in.
It's not about the dogs.
Glad you're a boundary.
Correct. It's about control.
I don't know much about
It's about control.
but I do know that when you take certain kinds of medication, you can actually expel it through your pores. There is also the fact that the medicine will at some point be touching the dog's skin, going through the dog's skin or whatever. There's the possibility for contamination very easily. I have no idea how serious this actually is, but it doesn't matter. She thinks it's serious. That's it.
Yep.
They're not having an argument about whether or not the stuff is actually safe. And his hands are just full. He's just so busy working. He's sitting back on the couch, refusing to let her take the car, and as a complete non sequitur is like, yeah, you want to drive around like a grown-up? Why don't you, my 7-month pregnant wife, put on some gloves and give the dog the medicine that might poison your baby? Fuck him.
True.
She's overwhelmed, right? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Damn, this is all so sus.
No, this is so
Oh my god.
clear cut, Steve. think the blue dye is doing something to your brain. You gotta.
This is also.
This is sussy baka shit.
This is also sus.
Ain't that the god?
Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get.
Oh my god.
I love you. I'm committed to you.
Thing I've heard from.
Okay, I think we get the idea. Let's
We did get the idea.
let's see what the follow-up was, because there was another video that was shorter that came out after this one. Which is why the leaked Steven Crowder footage had cuts. We have learned.
Oh my god.
The time is actually not reliable. If you look at the middle time, the 1 minute and 31 seconds, the time actually goes back 4 seconds.
So to understand this guy's analysis, he's saying that.
Okay, what is this? Evidence that the leaked Steven Crowder footage isn't edited. For clarification, there are 48 seconds cut from the footage, but it wasn't deliberate. Here is a comment by the caller that might better explain it. Regarding the Crowder video, pinned comment by August, I was the one who came on Destiny explaining this.
Oh my gosh.
8 hours in, rather. That's the VOD, I see. The camera records for 60 seconds guaranteed, unless you set it to something different like 30 or 90 seconds. Sorry, the pollen's really getting to me. Roughly 2-second combined buffer before after to show what happens for the motion.
I don't care. We've got the. If you want to watch the rest, you can watch it on President Sunday. Now we're actually getting to the main thing of today. The Constitution of 3rd May, even though it's already the 4th of May on in Poland, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna do the segment anyway. If you've enjoyed the President Sunday one, press like, press subscribe, ring the bell, become a Patreon, throw some money my way, all the good stuff.